In this chapter, we will learn how to configure the alarms of the system. The alarm configuration is one of the most crucial configurations. Here you will set all the responses of the system in case of alarms. Setting it incorrectly might cause lost records or no records at all. Click on the menu button and then choose Settings. The third category is Alarm. After clicking on it, you will see a subcategory appearing on the right. We'll start with Alarm Output. Here, we will set the possible responses like Alarm Out, Email, Display, Buzzer, and Push Message. First is Alarm Out, which is actually relays. Alarms output can either be located on the back of the devices, depending on the technical specs, or it can be inherited from the camera if the camera supports this feature. This makes this list dynamic as different devices with different cameras will change the length of the list. In the alarm out, you will have to configure the delay, which is the period of time where the relay stays active, and the schedule. Notice that the alarm out will not be active outside of the schedule times. This doesn't include manual alarm out. Next one is email. This configuration is required if you wish for the system to send an email, such as picture or text, as a response to alarm events. This is a two-stage configuration process. First, you should configure the sender. Check your email configuration and fill the required details. Click on Test, fill the recipient address, and confirm. We recommend going through the test process even if you are sure that the filled details are correct. This will ensure that the email feature will work flawlessly. After tested successfully, click on Edit Recipient to set the email addresses that will receive the alert emails. Click on Add, fill the required email address, and choose the active schedule. Each email address can be associated with one schedule. The next option is Display. This refers to the duration of the video and message pop-ups displayed on the local screen. Set the duration for both and continue to the buzzer settings. The buzzer settings hold the duration of the buzzer. Set it to duration suitable for your needs. Last is the push message. For this feature to work, you must enable it on the device and run Provision-Cam 2 mobile application in version 1.1 or higher. Tick Enable and click Apply. Then wait for the push server status to change from disabled to online. Note that the IP address of the push server might vary according to your location and the availability of the server. Once we are done configuring the responses of the system, we will have to configure how the system should respond to different alarms. We will start with motion alarms. Here you have several available responses for each of the cameras. You can choose from Snap, which will take a snapshot from the camera video stream in case of alarm. Set it to off or on as you please. Alarm Out. In case of alarm, the system will automatically activate Alarm Out. After ticking it, a small configuration window will pop up. In this window, you have to choose which of the available alarm outputs will be activated in case of alarm. Preset will send a PTZ camera to a specified location. After ticking it, a new configuration window will pop up. Choose which cameras will respond and by which preset. Note that you must configure the preset prior to performing this configuration. If you wish to change any of these settings later on, click on Configure and adjust the settings in the pop-up configuration window. Buzzer will make the internal buzzer of the system beep. Pop-up video, a live video of the chosen channel will pop up on a single channel window. Email. The system will send an email according to the settings you have made in the response configuration. This is all the configurations available for motion detection. Let's proceed to sensor alarm configuration. In this list, you will have all the alarm inputs of the device together with all the alarm inputs that were inherited from the IP cameras. The sensor alarm is quite similar to the motion alarm. There are only minor changes. You have 3 settings dedicated for sensor alarm that should be configured. These are type, which allows you to choose between normally open and normally closed. The NO and NC refers to the state of the sensor circuit in normal conditions. Next, you have to choose if to enable or disable the sensor. Then you can choose which channels will record as a result of the sensor alarm. All the rest of the settings are identical to the motion alarms, so we will not repeat it. The next configuration is exception. Here we will find all the alarms that relate to the system. We will start with IPC offline. This alarm will be triggered if one of the IP cameras connected to the system stops working. Here, again, we'll find all the options from motion and sensor alarms. The next and last section is exception handling settings. Here you will choose what will happen if the system encounters a major fault. This includes IP address conflict, disk error, disk full, no disk, illegal access, and network disconnection. The only options here are to trigger alarm out, enable buzzer, pop-up message, and send email. We recommend on enabling all forms of alerts for such alarms. Last, we have the alarm status. Here you can have an indication for the current state of the alarm. This is very useful when connecting sensors, as it can give you a clear indicator that the sensors are working as expected. This finalizes the alarm configuration.